Hey guys, it's Lefty back again doing more Q&A with Cigar. Hello! I'm going to try to get through these as quickly as I can. There's a cloud that looks very much like rain, slightly penile, heading overhead. So I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible, and hopefully we don't get cut off by rain. Actually, we had to delay the recording a little bit because I saw some drops coming down and eventually started, and I don't want to get all this water on my very nice brand new DSLR camera. So let's get right into your questions with a cigar. Crayola Bar via Twitter asks, what was your favorite generation of gaming? That's a very nice question, Crayola Bar. And I would have to say probably this generation of gaming. Like Woody, my friend Woody's Gamertag, like Woody says, we're in a golden age of movies. That movies have done nothing for the most part, but get better and better and better. And the effects and the stories told and the connections you have with characters and the acting performances turned in by actors playing characters has done nothing in the last 30, 40, 50 years but get better and better and better. And I believe that the same can be said of video gaming in the last, let's say, 20 years. And there has been nothing but average improvement. Of course, there have been bombs just like anything. There were video games that sucked in 1990, and there were video games that sucked in the 2000s, and there are video games that suck right now and will continue to suck. However, as I check out my hair, it's humidity, kids. It's bad for hair. Bad hair day. But on the average, on the whole, I believe that gaming has done pretty. It's been trending upwards since it's been in the public eye, and since people have been interested in video games, and consumers have been buying video games, and video games have been made for consumers, not just education and things like that. I think gaming has done nothing but get better. So favorite, I would have to say this generation, and continuing on moving forward, hopefully that generation onward. Because to say, you know, this was my favorite from a value perspective is to say essentially, I've got a big problem with what's going on now or what was done recently. And I just don't see that. I think I have a lot of fun playing video games now, and I think they're more immersive, and they're better at what they try to do than games when I originally got into gaming. Now, Super Mario was fun, very fun, yeah. But Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, shit, even Call of Duty does a whole lot more for a similar price than what you get from what was $50, $60, $70 games in the past. Sit Down Crew, also having to do with gaming, asks, if you could create the best gaming streaming setup possible, what would you choose to feature in your dream setup? Well, I'm a PC gamer primarily, and for a gaming streaming setup, I would have to go with 2 PCs. For my gaming rig, probably would be my Alpha. So that would probably an Ivy Bridge or an Ivy CPU and an accompanying motherboard, or one of the next generation CPUs and motherboards, and probably a 780 Ti. Because if you get 2 780 Ti's, you're pretty good for a while. You know, if money isn't an object, well then 2 Titans. But I'm trying to keep it kind of within the realm of possibility. What's the realm of the possibility with some asshole who's bad at budgeting? But within the realm of possibility, probably an Ivy Bridge CPU and 32 gigs of RAM, plenty of hard drive space, big solid state drive, and 1 or 2 GTX 780 Ti's. And I'd take my current PC, the one I have, which is 2700K, i7 2700K, overclocked to about 4.3 gigahertz, with an aftermarket air cooler and a GTX 680, 4 gigabyte GTX 680, and all that stuff. And I'd make that my rendering / encoding slave. And so I'd send the video feed from my main PC, the Alpha, to Beta, we'll call it, and then or Alpha and Omega maybe, and have those guys work in tandem to do a bunch of stuff. So probably the ultimate would be a 2 PC setup for both gaming and streaming, and the air conditioning to go with it, because 2 beast-ass PCs like that. Probably gonna get a little warm in the room, and you know, it might get a little toasty, let's say. So I'd probably have to have, I don't know, a nice hardcore AC unit in the room with me to make sure it keeps cool. Thank you for the question. Appreciate it. You all can't see it right now, but Katie's over there watching the weather to make sure there's not many rain clouds coming to disturb the filming. Isn't that right, Katie? Is that what we're doing? How does it look? Now we go to Katie for the weather. Thanks, Katie.